2 of our Moola morning brew. A rainy morning here in Naples, Florida. But I enjoy those rainy days. I enjoy those rainy days. We can like hang out, have a cup of coffee. Today we're gonna be talking about investing with small amounts. But before we do that, most importantly, we need to make our cup of coffee. Let's do that here today. Our fancy machine. One of these days I need to tell you the history of how this machine came to be. You'll see we actually have a step up transformer. It says actually 220. My wife, being European, had to have her European coffee. So I had to, since we're 110 here, 220 there, buy the step up transformer just to run the coffee machine. That's how passionate we are. The coffee machine my lovely wife wanted. Do you want to say something about it?
Are you really going to blame on me how much you love coffee?
I know how to pick my battles as far as that goes. Anyways, hope you all are doing absolutely amazing today. Making my classic Americano, sweetened with honey. Where is everybody watching from? Hey, will you check in the comments down below? Check in if you are watching live as well. Where you're watching from, how is the weather? Again, it is a rainy day here today. But again, you'll see it when we turn around here. I enjoy those rainy days. A little bit as far as that goes. So anyways, very excited that you're here. Second shot of espresso, then some water, then we'll dive into this idea I want to expand on, and Magda's going to join me again. Investing with small amounts. Everybody thinks you have to start with these large amounts. When I get that raise, when I get that inheritance, when I get that insurance check, like we are waiting for these events. What you'll find is those events in life often take longer, and those are great events to add to your investing, to raise your level of investing, all of these things. But at the same time, you're sitting on the sidelines, and time on the sidelines is time wasted. It's not about timing the market, it's about time in the market. You'll hear me say that a lot. And maybe you've been seeing our $5 Fridays. That's where we've been investing $5 a day, every day for how many months, Magda? It's been 8-9 months. That account is up well over $1,000 now. It's up over 8% already for the year. And again, just continuing to compound and showing what you can actually do with small amounts. That's what's so important to really show. But in order to dive deeper, we need some caffeination stations. Let's do that. Sweet with honey. Those of you who had a splash of milk. You know, I'm always amazed, Magda, when we go to a coffee shop and I tell them I want an Americano, they say, would you like some milk? I want an Americano. Do you want sugar?
Is that considered an Americano if it has
Yes,
milk?
this is an Americano, even if you put honey in it.
No, milk.
Oh, I don't know. It's an Americano with a splash of milk. I don't know that answer. Anyways, let's migrate to the kitchen island here. Let's turn this off. It doesn't disrupt us like it did last week. Great to see everybody. Let's spin this thing around here. Awesome. All right. Oh yeah, I'm going this one. Magda told me she wanted to sit there. Something about the good side, the bad side. I don't know. I don't think you have a bad side,
No.
Mags, but
When you are about to give birth at any time now.
This is all accurate. This is all accurate. So we are. I say we, like, you know, I've been fighting the good fight with her. We are due literally any day. There's a possibility this show next week may take a week off because little JJ, Jason Jr. is ready. I won't get into all the details of how we know that, but he's ready. He's close.
Let me get in an angle that they don't see my belly much. It's huge.
Oh, stop it. This is... A growing family is a great thing.
Yes.
So, hey, let's dive into it. Anyways, check in the comments. I've got the comments up over here as well, so we can see all of that. Magda's got the comments here, so that is awesome as far as that goes. I see a few of you out there as well. It says waiting though, Mags. I assume they're still good. We can see it all there, and you're not logged into the Moola, so it's clearly working. I don't know, maybe a little issue on YouTube. Leave us a comment. Questions, concerns, anything you're thinking about. And we want to start by talking about investing with small amounts. And I want to start with an analogy. If you followed us for any amount of time, you've heard this analogy before. It's a baseball analogy, so I know you're going to love it.
Great.
Magda's been to one baseball game in her life, and it was with
I was just laughing with my friends.
and she didn't pay. We left the baseball game, and I said, Magda, who won? She goes, I don't even know who was playing.
True.
We got invited by some friends. And she just laughed with her friends, and they ate chocolate cake and had a good time.
Yeah, we ate a lot of chocolate.
Anyways, it's a baseball analogy,
Yeah.
and in baseball, everyone is always looking for home runs. Home runs, that's what makes it on TV. There's a whole event called the Home Run Derby, right? Which is the whole contest of who can just hit the most home runs.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? Don't act like you know about baseball, okay?
I know nothing.
Maybe if I talk about cricket, you would know that or something. Is that big in Mallorca?
No.
No, okay.
Soccer,
Just soccer.
you know.
Just soccer. Everyone's looking for home runs, yet if you've seen the movie Moneyball, you know the game of baseball is won by a series of base hits, and your investments are won by a series of these small wins. You have to take your profits, right? Everyone's waiting for, well, when I 7x my money. I just came back from a crypto conference, and both Magda and I are very, very pro crypto. But you could tell the experienced crypto people from the new crypto people. The new crypto people were all saying, yeah, if I buy this token at 30 cents and it goes to $10 and I've got 1,000x return, and I'm thinking, this is the wrong way to be thinking about it. Everyone is after and chasing that home run, when in reality, we should just be after the steady gains. I'll take my 8% year after year after year after year, and I'll beat the person who's waiting for this magical home run to hit from that standpoint. So that's really what I want to share is you've got to go after the small wins, the small it's the same in maybe your career. Someone's pursuing a career in acting, they say, no. Unless this big name director, or unless it's this, feature film, I don't want to be in it. No. I guarantee every big actor that you love started out like, with little indie films and tiny movies before they hit it big.
Okay, give us an example. What will be a small win that, somebody that is new, they don't even know where to start. They're paralyzed, or they don't even know where to start. Okay, they have $100 a day, a week, a month, it doesn't matter.
That's exactly right. It's $100 a day, that'd be amazing, right? $100 a week, $100 a month.
That sounds great.
It does not matter where you are, though. You just need to start.
Yes, but the question is where, right? How do you
I
do
hope
it?
they choose to put it into Moola.
Yes.
Right? And we're actually working on some amazing tools that will do the trading for you.
Yes.
Literally look at you and say, hey, Sally, this is your risk profile, this is your tolerances, this is your goals. We will handle it all for you. And that's coming in a few weeks. But honestly, putting that money into an index fund. Now, the next question is, what's an index fund?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. How do we?
You look at something like the S&P 500, Standard and Poor's 500. Those were the two gentlemen's last names that created it, Standard and Poor's. It is a list of the 500 stocks, publicly traded companies, listed out by market capitalization, meaning how big are they, and several other factors that who makes the S&P 500. And it's a revolving list. We just updated it this week, actually. 3 companies fell off the S&P 500, and 3 other companies jumped on the S&P 500. So that is, it's this revolving list. So when you buy an S&P 500 index fund, and if you go to ETFs and index funds in Moola, I show you the top 2 or 3, because you got to watch fees and ratios. The thing is, it's a passive investment, meaning Magda's not going out and buying all 500 stocks. This is already done for you.
Yeah.
You are buying a fraction of a piece of these 500 stocks, and it's weighted, by the way.
Yeah.
Weighted meaning by making these investments, the number one stock, that's on the top stocks, the names. They're in the news all the time. They're your Microsoft, your Google, or Alphabet, your Facebook, or Meta, your Nvidia, your Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway. Right? These are who make up the top 10 with that. So you're participating in the long-term market gains. The thing is, you got to get started with it.
And my mind is kind of thinking towards, okay, that sounds great, but I have let's say a 9-to-5 job. I have a family. I don't know where to start. I don't have the time to go and watch, equip myself or
Right.
learn. What do you recommend?
It's one of the things I don't know if you created it or you found it or where it was. And I know you added it to the book, and we are working on a book
Yeah.
coming out, perhaps first of the year is kind of the timeline goal for that. It's not about your 9 to 5. It's about your 5 to 9.
Yeah.
Let me explain it again. I don't care what you do for your 9 to 5 job.
That's not the problem.
That's not the problem. The problem is what you do from 5 p.m. to 9 a.m.
Yeah.
And not you guys, because you're here on a Sunday, watching this, but the rest of the world from 5 to 9 usually stays up later than they should, eats things they shouldn't eat, watches things they shouldn't watch, and just spends their time on their
Yeah.
phones.
I want to share something that I wasn't planning on sharing, but I feel led to it. Today, I got, we are, Apple fans, and I got my screen time, the weekly screen time.
Right.
And I'm pretty proud. I was at 29 minutes a day.
That's
and
good.
again, it's not, I was looking at it and thinking, wow, you know what? I'm not proud about, I don't care if it says 29 minutes a day or 8 hours a day is where you spend
What you do
your
with it.
time.
Yeah.
Right? Because you can spend, I'm okay if you're spending 3 hours on your phone in equipping yourself, learning, doing watching a YouTube video,
Yeah,
how
podcast,
to learn, podcast,
audiobook, whatever it
yes.
is, reading a book. You're exactly right. And I was actually speaking of podcasts at the gym this morning, listening to a podcast from Meta, which is Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. The Meta Chief Marketing Officer.
Yeah.
I'm very passionate about marketing, so I thought, this would be a great podcast to listen to. I'm listening to it, and the gentleman conducting the interview asked the guy, said, hey, we all know about Mark Zuckerberg, love him, hate him, that's not what this is about here. What is like Mark Zuckerberg's superpower? What we can't, whether you love him or hate him, you can't deny he's built a very large, very successful business.
Yeah.
What is his superpower? And the CMO, without missing a beat, the chief marketing officer said, learning. Literally, that man is always with a book in his hands, listening to a podcast, listening to an audiobook. He's the quietest one in meetings because he's listening.
Yeah.
If you follow the tech news, there's all this news about how Meta is just snatching up for like ridiculous salaries, $10 million a year kind of salaries for these AI engineers. And I was going, how could that possibly be? But the chief marketing officer said, Mark Zuckerberg is so good at surrounding himself around the smartest people.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you a challenge. Who are you surrounding yourself with? What are you feeding your mind with? Is it, you have this goal to unleash your finances, to reach financial prosperity, yet is what you are doing, right now what you're doing is working you towards that goal.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do after this? Is that going to work towards your goal? And listen, I'm not saying grind to the bone, right? We take a day of rest as well.
Yeah.
We work 6 days and take a day of rest as well. And you need to as well.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with
Yeah.
you said, Jason, I just want to go take a nap. I'm exhausted.
I'm trying to think what would be a good small win. Like for example, just start with your phone. Go into have be humble enough to go into the settings and check your top.
Where is my time being
Where is your
spent?
time is spent? And then say, okay, I challenge you. Are the top 3 most time-consuming apps on your phone? Are they profitable or unprofitable?
And that depends.
Yeah.
You could say, well, the podcast app is my top app.
That's great.
It could be great. What
Yeah.
podcast am I listening to? If I'm listening to a bunch of smut,
That's a good point.
and it's not bettering me, it's just vulgar, comedy or something like that. That is not bettering me, right? Versus listening to business, finance, podcast, whatever that may be, right? The same is true of YouTube, right? If they look and say YouTube's my top,
Yeah.
well, that could be a problem. That could not be a problem.
Yeah. What
depends on
you
the
do,
content.
we believe that what you do from 5 to 9, it really tells you where your priorities are.
Yeah.
And a small win to kind of, because getting awareness of where you are, it's a big
We
first
talked
step.
about it
Like,
during the Moola challenge, if you remember. Like, everybody knows where they want to go, but not everybody will look at the realization of where they're at. I know I use so many airplane analogies, but if I am trying to fly to Hawaii, I need to first agree to where I am at so I can even figure out how to get to Hawaii. Yet we lied to ourselves about where, we all know the destination we want to get to. You ask anybody, they know their goal. But not many people know or know the real place or believe the real place of where they're really at. And it could be ugly. I just started, this actually be interesting to share because I even drug Magda into it. I grew up 90s kid. I'm not a big sports person now, but in the 90s, my dad, very big into sports, and it was one way we bonded, and it was watching. He was a Packer fan, but in the 90s, you know, the Dallas Cowboys were the football team, Chicago Bulls were the basketball team. So we watched all those games. Netflix just came out with a series. Again, there are profitable series that you can watch to learn about the Dallas Cowboys, and it opens up so strong. It talks about, it's the gambler and his Cowboys. Talking about Jerry Jones, right? And the risks that he took, you know, to get there, to eventually, he spent $130 million, you know, to buy this team. He talked about how at one point his wife had to call her dad, I guess, to talk to Jerry because he had $50 million in debt. This is in the 70s, right? $50 million in debt is a lot today, let alone in the 70s, because everyone was worried Jerry Jones was going to hurt himself because he had so much debt, such a burden. He was having heart issues, and he was in his 30s and 40s at this time. And he said, my mouth, I was such a smooth talker, I could get anybody to lend me money. Next thing you know is I'm $50 million in debt.
Wow.
Right? And by the way, the Dallas Cowboys are now worth $9.2 billion. Yeah. Right? And that's an extreme example. Please don't go get $50 million worth of debt. I am not anti-debt. I'm anti-bad debt, most certainly. But I share that long story to explain that you have to be truthful about where you really are on the map. If you're $50 million in debt, you know, look at it and go, okay, this is my situation. I want to get here. How am I going to get there now? Stop lying to yourself about where you're at on the map. Yeah.
You're only hurting yourselves and your family, and right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And then once you agree about where you're at on the map, we can work to pull ourselves out of that situation. So let's go back to this idea. I guess this whole topic should have been about investing with small amounts. And we always seem to twist things into a mindset thing because it really does start there. Because it takes a mindset shift to believe that investing with small amounts can ever amount to anything. Because let me tell you something, when you start investing $5 a day, at the end of the week, you have $35. In fact, if the market was down that week, you might have $34.50 and wonder, what on earth am I doing? Yeah. You know, one of our larger investments in that $5 per day journey is actually Bitcoin. And it looked great when Bitcoin pushed up to 125, which, by the way, Magda and I predicted at the beginning of this year that Bitcoin would hit 125 by the end of the year. It did it in the first 6 months. It has since pulled back, or if you're a crypto native, it has retraced, right? That's the words they use. It has retraced. They never say things go down. It just traced its way back to where it was. It retraced. It's down. What is it at today? 112, somewhere around. I didn't look yet today. And I don't look every day, by the way. And you go, wow, you were up like 20% on that. Now you're down. Like, what is wrong? But you have to have the knowledge and the willpower to stay the course. Yeah. Is there going to be an economic downturn in the next 2 or 3 years? I hope not, but I don't know, right? You can listen to, there's some very powerful financial names that I follow, like a Ray Dalio. And I respect Ray Dalio greatly. Ray Dalio was the founder and CEO of the largest hedge fund, trillions of dollars under management. And he's like on this big doomsday track lately, that the world is coming to an end. America has too much debt, which I agree with, and the world's going to come to an end, basically, and it's all going to come into a depression. And then you'll see other people on the bullish side. Like, no matter what the noise says, you have to stay your course. No matter what is happening, you invest when things are great, you invest when things are bad, you invest when things are flat, you stay the course.
Yeah, but one key, to be able to stay and remain strong in the course is the level of your equipment. Let me give an aviation analogy. You know, Jason, outstanding, you know, flight instructor of the year for many, many years in a row, and has a tremendous amount of hours flying. If something, like let's say that you have an engine failure, which I cancel it in Jesus' name,
Yes.
but let's say for this situation that you hit a situation that everybody will hit the panic button. The way you will respond with the equipping and the knowledge and understanding you have about your aircraft and about aviation will be very, very difficult. How would a student pilot?
Be very different.
Yes,
Yeah,
very different. Yes.
You fall back to the level of your knowledge.
Yes.
When things get tough and people hit the panic button and sell is exactly the wrong. And unfortunately, the stock market is all psychology. Like, yes, there's, I would say it's 80% psychology. It's 20% just good stock picking and investing. And really, that's not even that hard nowadays with index funds and everything else. The reason the market goes down when there's negative news is people freak out.
Yeah.
The reason the market keeps going up when things are good is because people think it'll always be good, which leads to people buying at the tops and selling at the bottoms. This is kind of an unfortunate thing to think about. Like, how you make money in the stock market is somebody else made a silly mistake and lost money. Like, it kind of sounds messed up if you think about it that way. But how you make money, yes, the stock goes up, but you need somebody else to have lost money because it's still the same amount of shares circulating in order for that to happen. So when you lose money, I always think about it this way, man, somebody else just made money off of my mistake.
Yeah.
What can I learn from that? As opposed to going and just freaking out.
Yeah.
Right? In fact, when I see I just sent an email out, if you're on our email list, we're doing something called the Moola 5. And 3 of the 5 stocks in the Moola 5 are doing amazing. One is okay. The other one is really, really beaten up, missing some earnings, missing some revenue. I'll just tell them the company. The company that's really beat up right now is Goodyear. And you think Goodyear, like tight with Henry Ford back in the day. Like, you just look at this company, like I'm talking like the Goodyear blimp, like the tire making company, like it's not going anywhere. It is healthy. There are more EVs being sold with Goodyear tires. Like, it is a good, stable, healthy company, just beat up a little bit. And when everyone else is freaking out, I want to say it pulled back almost 20%.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this going, most people would freak out and say, I'm out. Instead, literally this week, I was saying, it's time to send more soldiers to Goodyear. By soldiers, I mean more dollars to Goodyear, because I can dollar cost average down, and I can make money off of people making mistakes.
Yeah.
Peter Lynch, who wrote A Random Walk Down Wall Street, said, to be greedy when others are fearful, and fearful when others are greedy.
Yeah.
When everyone is just, rolling this money, that's when you sit back and go, something's not right about this. And when everyone else is freaking out, you go, is there a reason to freak out, or we sneak in here?
I want to share a quick example, like a real world example of a situation like this. We know of somebody that she got herself really bad, and she was freaking out, screaming, call 911. When emergency arrived, they literally looked at her and looked at the situation and said,
quit screaming.
Stop screaming. This has an easy solution. And this is exactly, so a true representation of somebody equipped.
Somebody equipped with the knowledge walked into the situation and everything was fine. Right? If you were freaking out, and I say this very humbly, but if you were freaking out about your financial situation and I walked into the room, and again, I say this very humbly just for the sake of the analogy, walked in the room and say, hey, listen, it's okay.
It's not that bad.
I've been in a worse situation. This is, you need 3 months to turn this thing around, and here's the 4 steps to do it. You're gonna go, okay, I got 4 steps. I got this. Someone from the outside came in and said, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
And that's what happened in this situation. The EMT walked in going, you just cut your finger, calm down. I've seen way worse things. Let's just handle this. Stop screaming, please.
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
and you need to become that person. Because let me tell you something. You are doing this with your spouse,
Yeah.
perhaps. Not perhaps. If you are married, you need to be doing this with your spouse.
Yeah.
You have to be in alignment. A future spouse, you're doing this for your children. Like, you're telling your friends about this. Like, you need to be able to delineate between what is noise and what is truth. And the best way to know that is to get the source of truth, right? And be understanding the true fundamentals, the true
Yeah.
market dynamics, the true things, so you are equipped with the knowledge. And sometimes you're going to get that knowledge just from the school of hard knocks.
Yeah.
I share, in our previous business in aviation, I would share often that I learned more from my bad flight instructors than I learned from my good ones. And I had some great flight instructors, and boy, I had some bad ones. I learned better lessons from the bad ones because I saw what they were doing. I'm thinking, this is just not working. Or I had instructors put us in situations where I'm thinking, one of those, like, you get on the ground and you go, thank God I am on the ground. I will never do that again, right? Aviation, unfortunately, is very unforgiving.
Yeah.
Finances are a little more forgiving because you can always, get more. Aviation, you always get that second chance to make more and to do more. You have to approach it that way. Not only equipping yourself with the podcast, the books, live streams like this, and again, I hope we're live again next Sunday. Jason Jr. is coming. For those of you that just hopped on, any day now.
Yeah.
I say Tuesday. I say Tuesday the 9th.
I would like to have Jason Jr. on the 23rd, but
I don't know how you're
we are
going to
not
make it to
going
the 23rd.
to
I don't think I'm going to make it to the 23rd. But listening to these things, the podcast, the books, and that creates the action step. Now, I want to wrap this up here, Mags, and I don't want to leave them with just a rah-rah motivational speech.
Yeah.
Like, it is no good to motivate you and say, yes, I'm going to go out and do this.
Yeah.
What is my action step?
Great point.
Can I be honest with you? Your action step is, number one, agree about the reality of where you really are.
Yeah.
If you just, I realize the first of the month just went by, right? Some of you, we've been in the situation where you bounce the rent check or the mortgage check.
Yeah.
Been there.
Yeah.
Just being honest with you. And not as long ago as you would think, right? Things turn around quickly when you create the plan.
Yeah.
When you do things with God, when you can work this way, things turn around quickly. Agree about where you really are. And then just get started.
Yeah.
Stop taking steps backwards. Stop eating out so much. Stop going, to the bar. Stop all things. Like, fill your mind with good things and go put $5 in your Moola account. Like, and don't just put it in there and collect the interest as a high yield savings
Put it
account,
to work.
although that's great. Go to the index fund section, tap invest. Then in the right middle, you'll say index and ETF. Tap that and go pick one that, I ranked them all for you. Pick one that works for you.
Yeah.
Just don't grab the first one. Just pick what works for you that you know and understand.
Yeah. Leverage technology.
Put an auto deposit in there, $5 a week, something.
Yeah.
And don't log in every day to check it. Put it on autopilot. You'll be amazed next time you log in 2-3 weeks. You go, what do you mean I got $100? What do you mean I got, like, it will surprise you.
Yep.
From that standpoint. So again, I don't want this to just be a motivational rah-rah, like, what are you going to do as we wrap this up? When we say goodbye, what action steps are you going to go take?
Yeah.
That's what I want you really thinking about.
Yeah.
From that standpoint. Any last bits of wisdom or parting words?
I will challenge every single one of you and us as well. What are you going, pay attention to what you do from your 5 to 9.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's okay, we can all have fun, we can all listen to some music, but pay attention to the quality of the things you feed yourself.
Yeah.
Because you need to become great soil, not okay soil. Nobody wants to be married to somebody that is okay, right?
Yeah.
So you need to
Suitable.
become suitable.
Yeah, don't become suitable. How's your marriage? It's suitable.
Yeah.
How's your finances? It's suitable. No one wants to be suitable. But you've got the seeds what Magda's saying. You need to plant them in good soil.
Yeah.
But you yourself need to become good soil first too. And maybe you already are. Maybe you're already a step ahead.
Yeah.
Be mindful of what you're feeding yourself, what you're speaking, what
Yes.
you're taking in, what you're spitting out.
Yeah.
It's all about the seeds. So
Yeah.
listen, leave us some comments. We'll come back to this episode. Our goal is to be live again with episode 3 next week. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe. Hopefully you've downloaded the Moola app already and started your investing journey. Listen, go out there and be a blessing so you yourself can be blessed.
Yes.
Have an amazing day, everybody. We'll see you. Now one of us has to go over there and hit the stop button. See you guys.